What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Discord.js tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to be creating a clear message command. This command will allow you to clear a certain amount of messages from a specific text channel. So in the next following episodes as well, I decided to focus on administration commands just for a little bit because I feel like we should get all the administration commands out of the way so we can focus on creating the fun and creative Discord bots. So right here on our Discord server that we created, as you can see, I have a lot of trash. Now, usually before starting the video, I delete all this trash, but this is all of the testing that I do before I get started creating the video. So we're going to have a command that will clear a certain amount of messages. So if we do clear 10, it's going to basically clear the latest 10 messages from this text channel. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're new here, make sure to watch the first video, which shows you how to set up your Discord bots. Also watch the basic commands if you want to learn how to do basic commands, and as well as watching the advanced command handler, because we're going to be using the advanced command handler in this tutorial. And yep, let's go ahead and get started. So we created a command called clear here. Again, this is the advanced command handler, and you can name it whatever. Just make sure to create your own file with the advanced command handler. And we're going to get started by basically explaining how this is going to work. So in our Discord bot, you can see that our first argument is going to be a number, and depending on the number here, it's going to clear that amount of messages. So if we do clear 10, it's going to clear 10 messages from this text channel. So to do that, we want to make sure that whoever sends the message specifies the amount of messages that they want the bot to clear. So to do this, we're going to do if the first argument does not exist. So we're going to do if args, and then we open this up because this is an array, and we open it up with 0 because in coding 0 equals 1. So the first argument, which is going to be 0, if the first argument does not exist, we just simply want to return message that channel that send, or we can reply. I feel like replying is a little bit better. So message that reply, and we're going to reply to the user saying you must or please enter the amount of messages that you want to clear. Perfect. Also, what we want to basically do is check that the first argument is a number. Now, we want to check if it's a number because if it's something like text, it's going to basically break our code. So to check that if it's a number, we do if, and then we do is none, like this, and this is a method from JavaScript. And then we do args 0, which is the first argument. And then we're going to do return, and we're going to simply just message the user again saying, please enter a real number or something. So please enter a real number. You can basically type whatever you want. You can do something like please type a real number, whatever, just making them know that they're not typing a real number. So another thing that we want to do is we want to have a limit to the amount of messages that they're allowed to clear. Now you want to have this set at 100. So 100 will be the maximum amount of messages they can clear per command that they type. And this is actually very important. So make sure you go ahead and do this. So we're going to do if args 1 or 0, or the first arguments, is greater than 100, right? So if they're typing a number greater than 100, we simply want to return them a message saying, hey, you cannot do that. You have to do something less than 100. So you cannot delete more than 100 messages. Okay, and we also want to do this if they're typing a number less than 1, because of course if they start typing negative numbers, or if they type 0, it could crash the bot as well. So we do args 0 is less than 1. We want to return a message that reply, you must delete at least one message or something. Again, you guys can customize all of these messages that are being sent to your text channel. So that is it. That is all of the safety that we just added to our code. Let's go ahead and actually run it. I want to test everything myself. So let's go ahead and open our bot, run it, and let's go into our Discord server, and let's go ahead and test everything. So first, if we don't have a first argument 0, it's going to say, please enter the amount of messages you want to clear. There we go. That is right here. Now, if the first argument is not a number, they're going to send this message. So if we're going to do clear code, it's going to say, please enter a real number, because this first argument here is not a number. Second, we are going to check if the number is greater than 100 or less than 1. So if we do clear 100 or 1,000, it's going to say please, or sorry, you cannot delete more than 100 messages. And if we do clear 0, it's going to say you must delete at least one message. And there is a typo here. So there we go. We have all of our safety measures here, so people can't break this bot, and it's all ready for the actual code. So to do this, we actually want to have an async await, and this is kind of like an intermediate advanced JavaScript code. And if you guys want to learn, make sure to check out YouTube tutorials on async and await. But basically here on the execute method here, basically we want to type async as this right here, and then we want to create an await. So await message.channel messages fetch, and in here we want to open this with parentheses and then brackets, and then we want to type limit with a colon, and then we're going to type args 0. There it is. And then we're going to do the then method. So then I'm going to type in messages, and we're going to do an arrow function and open this up as an arrow function. And in here, it's pretty simple. All you do is do message-channel.bulk delete, and make sure you have the B as non-capitalized, because it's actually very important. So just like this, bulk delete. And in here, we just want to pass in messages, which is exactly this one right here. And this is how you basically clear all of the commands. And that is it for the code itself. So let me just explain a little bit what's happening. We have an async function that we're waiting to fetch all of the messages that we're specifying on this argument, right? So it's fetching, let's say the person says 10 messages, so delete the latest 10 messages. We're fetching that, and we're waiting for those messages to be fetched. Then, after we waited for those messages to be fetched, we're basically deleting those messages. So that is kind of the simple terminology you can say of what's happened here. So make sure you have async here. If you don't have async, the whole thing will break. Make sure you have await here. So we're waiting to fetch the messages and then deleting them. So let's go ahead and close our bot and then reopen it as well, just like this. And this should pretty much work. So if we do something like clear 3, it's going to clear the current message that we're sending. So it's going to clear up to this point. So this is the message here that we are going to see, right? So clear 3. It's going to delete all the way to the one that we just highlighted. Now, the only thing that might catch you off is that's going to delete the message that you're also sending. So if you're sending clear 10, right, it's going to count this message that you're about to send as one of the 10. So I think in total here, there's 23 things and messages that I sent. So if we do clear 23, it's going to clear everything up to the cat. Hopefully I don't delete the cat. So let's go ahead and try it. Clear 23. Okay, I was off because I forgot I typed more in this tutorial here. But there's currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the one we're setting currently. So we're gonna do clear 8, and it's gonna clear all the way to the cat. Boom. Just like that, we cleared all the trash, and that is all we had to do to get this command ready. However, I do have to give you a warning, is that you cannot delete messages that are older than 14 days. And that has to do something with how Discord works. So if you have, messages that are older than 14 days, then you're going to have to, delete them manually. This code only works for messages that are, posted less than 14 days ago. And that's just how Discord works. So that's a little disclaimer. But just like that, we basically have it all running. Now, I'm actually going to keep this command in this bot because when I want to delete stuff, I can easily just start clearing everything. I can clear all the way up here. This is probably 100 messages. I can clear the whole text channel. So once again, it has to go from at least one message to a maximum of 100. But you can run that 100 deletes as much as you want. But there we go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was pretty simple. In the next following videos, once again, we're going to be doing a lot of administration commands. So let me know in the comment section below what administration commands you want me to see. I'll probably do something like a kick or a mute later on. And the likelihood of me uploading this Wednesday is actually high. So we're probably going to have a 3-week upload this week. So once again, make sure to subscribe to basically catch on creating these Discord bots that I'm currently coding. With that being said, I'll see you guys later on my next video. Peace.